Hello and welcome back to another Tarkir Dragonstorm Premier Draft video. We are going to be playing some more Premier Draft today. I sound like shit because I forgot to take my hay fever medicine until just a moment ago, so I feel like all bunged up and sniffly. But if you can look past that, then we're going to crack on, jump into a draft, and see what we can get done. Rightio, what have we got? Pick one, pack one. Our rare in the pack is Songcrafter Mage. Good card. But, not a first pick, unfortunately. In Teamer colors, the ability is just, it's not an A, it's like a B+, so not going to be first picking that. What do we want to first pick then? There is Salt Road Skirmish, which is excellent. Constrictor Sage is also very good, and the Knockout Maneuver is also a great card. So I think between these three, actually, there's nothing else in the commons that I would take. These three are all excellent cards. I think it's pretty much down to color preference and maybe the possibility that we wheel something that's better for the teamer deck by the look of it. So with that in mind, I'm going to take Knockout Maneuver. But of course, we are still very, very open. Now there's a Dragon's Prey and an Osseous Exhale. And those are the two cards that I want to pick. Rally the Monastery is great too. But of course, we want to draft enemy colors as our two-color pair if we can. If we take Dragon's Prey here, we could go into Sultai or Abzan. So it's going to be the Dragon's Prey over Rally the Monastery. Now we have Duty Beyond Death, which is great in Abzan and a really, really strong card. I also like Defibrillating Current a lot. There's a Shocking Sharpshooter, which is excellent in the Mardu deck. So, kind of think best card in the pack is just Defibrillating Current. And if we're in Sultai, it's a bit clunky. If we're in Abzan, then it's pretty good. Shocking Sharpshooter is also excellent, but only in the Mardu deck, and this keeps us open, so we could still sort of switch into Mardu here. Now, Aegis Sculptor is pretty decent, but this only really goes in Sultai for us. Champion of Dusan is okay. I'm just going to take the Evolving Wilds, and let's delay our commitment by just a little bit longer. There's a Nightblade Brigade, Underfoot Underdogs. These are good aggro cards, so maybe Mardu is what is open here. United Battlefront is nothing. Encroaching Dragonstorm, I think, is pretty good. If we wanted to stay open, we could take the Dragonstorm or even the Embermouth Sentinel. But I think I'm going to take the Brigade here. It does allow us to still stay somewhat open. While, you know, also being a good Mardu card. So, yeah, it fits into everything. Now, Krumar Initia, I mean, I think this is a really good card. I don't know, but I feel like you just endure with this every single turn and just pump out a bunch of creatures, and that's really good. So I'm going to take the Krumar Initiate here, and we're still open, like, we're pretty much, like, committed to black, but we're flexible on everything else. Now there is a Loxodon Battle Priest, or Coordinated Maneuver, or Whale of War. So this is for the Abzan deck. This is for the Mardu deck. And this is for the Sultai deck, really. Now, since we have the current, I think we're going to go for the Loxodon Battle Priest and go down the Abzan route. And that is purely color preference. That is purely my preference. Excuse me. So, white is going to be our splash color, really. And so I am going to take Sultai Devotee, because I think it's just a good 2-drop that we can play. Sand Skitter Outrider is probably the pick here. Let's see what our curve looks like. Yeah, going wide is good with the Battle Priest. I can certainly see taking Enoch Wayfarer here. I wonder if Whale of War is better. I can see Whale of War being better, but I'm just going to take a good 2-drop. Pick up Whale of War later. Now there's Alesha's Legacy, which is pretty good. But I like Reputable Merchant, especially in the Abzan deck. So it's looking like Abzan is the way that we are going. Dustyat Earthcarver is a playable card, as is Alesha's Legacy. Now, Sage of the Skies. This is a very good card. As is Barnstep Siege. +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature dies under control, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. I mean, that is insanely good. Even better than Sage of the Skies, and it's in our colors. So we're just going to take it here. And if we wheel a Jungle Hollow, Stormplane Detainment, something like that, we're pretty happy. So our removal looks like this right now. So I think removal and fixing is removal, fixing, and bombs. That's what we're looking for, really. Sonic Shrieker is incredibly good as well. There is a Dragon's Prey, Sage of the Fang, which honestly is kind of bomby. Decayed counter on each of X target creatures. Rock Curse Rakshasa, huh? I'm going to take it, because I actually think the renewability is insanely good. Oh, now there's a Mardu Siegebreaker. This is a really strong card. Do we want to take that and drop the green? We absolutely can. We absolutely could, and Mardu has seemed open. The only reason that we went towards not Mardu was the color preference when we chose the Battle Priest. But this is still pretty good in a Mardu deck. I think you can still play it. Purging Stormbrood is also excellent. Do you know what? I'm actually going to take the Stormbrood and we're going to stay in our lane. Oh, another Siegebreaker. No! Oh, no! There's a Sage of the Fang too. I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. I think I want to take the Sage of the Fang and stay in Mardu. Oh, yeah, I've got to make a commitment. And I'm going to take the fixing here. Fixing and removal are the most important things for us to pick up. Here, there's a Blossoming Sands for us. And there is a Skirmish Rhino in Abzan, which is very good. Attuned Hunter is also great. But we're going to take the Skirmish Rhino. There's a Trade Route Envoy worthy cost. I think we can take 100 Battle Veteran. I think we can take that. Is that better than second Loxodon Battle Priest? I think I prefer the Battle Priest. I'm going to take that. Now I'm going to take the Jungle Hollow, and our fixing is looking great. We are a base green-black deck. Got to remember that. There's a Sage of the Fang. So, yeah, look, Mardu's... sorry, Abzan is really open. Mardu also does seem open, but Abzan is really nice and open. So, I'm not unhappy to be, you know, where we are. We are at 19 cards going into pack 3. I think we probably want to trim this Nightblade Brigade. If we're playing any of this, I'm going to take the Cruel Truths, but I don't think we're going to play that. There's a Sandskitter Outrider, which might make the cut, to be fair. Might do. Reputable Merchant also might make the cut. So this is looking good so far. We do need more removal, and there is a Salt Road Skirmish here, so we can take that. There's also a Defibrillating Current, which is a card we can take. Or there's an Abzan Devotee, but we do have a handful of 2-drops already. So I'm going to take the removal spell, which is not amazing for us. We would rather pick up a little bit more like efficient removal. This is better, of course, in Mardu. There's a Storm Brood. That's really good for us. It's removal. It's a win con later. There's also an Osseous Exhale. Dalkovan Pack Beast for the Mardu deck. Roma's Routine would be okay as well as a piece of fixing. But definitely just Storm Brood is efficient removal. So we're taking that for sure. There's a Sultime Monument here, which is fixing for green-black, which are our two most important colors. However, we could also just take Sagu Pummeler, which is very good. And it, yeah, we could just take the Pummeler. Jade Cast Sentinel is okay. It's between these two. It's between the fixing and the Pummeler. I think I'm going to take the piece of fixing. Static Snare is excellent. Oh, there's a Kintree Severance. We're just going to take that. Static Snare is good. Desperate Measures is good. Rejuvenator is good. This is a great pack, but definitely just snap up this Kintree Severance. Now, removal is looking good. Fixing's looking good. We're getting the rares. That's excellent. Wouldn't mind a Devotee. Mardu Devotee particularly. It's actually quite good, even in Abzan. Osseous Exhale's good. Another Sage of the Fang. But I like Severance Priest quite a lot. Oh, there's a knockout maneuver here as well. We've got to take that. Now, Marshal of the Lost versus Formation Breaker, which is excellent to put counters on. Another removal spell or Aroma's Routine. I think Formation Breaker is very good, especially with like Barnstep Siege and Loxodon Battle Priest. So I'm going to take that. We're at playables. We're above playables already. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to take the Sagu Wildling here as a piece of fixing plus a creature. I think that's very efficient. Going to cut the Earth Carver. Alchemist's Assistant. Yeah, I mean, this is a really solid 2-drop. I don't even know what we'd want to cut in our 2-drop slot. Everything's looking really good. All of our cards look excellent. Is Purging Stormbrood even good? 5 mana 4/4. Yeah, this might be the cut, the Stormbrood. Might end up being the cut. I do quite like the Abzan Devotee. So I'm going to take that. But I'm not sure. I do think it's pretty likely to end up being cut. Roma's Routine for a bit of ramp seems reasonable to me. Ramp and fixing. We do pick up a Sun Shield as well, which I think is a great card in Abzan. Quite like Desperate Measures. Not that much, though. Wow, Sage of the Fang came all the way back. I mean, 3 Sage of the Fang is pretty crazy. This is a strong-looking Abzan deck to me. Excuse me for one moment while I blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Frickin' flowers. So the fixing is good. We have a ton of cuts to make. So let's first have a look at our creature curve. Let's cut the Alesha's Legacy, that's for sure. Let's separate out our removal, something I always like to do. And we have the Stormbrood. That is a piece of removal. That is all for now. Okay. So, cards I want to cut. Sultai Monument just fetches a land. We currently have no way to activate it. And we have got Sultai Devotee, Abzan Devotee, and Roma's Routine, and Sargu Wildling. So I'm going to cut the Monument. I want to... Sage of the Fang is so good. I want to... I don't know about Purging Stormbrood. 2 mana +2/+2 lifelink hexproof. That's a great trick. 5 mana 4/4. When it enters, remove all counters from up to 1 creature. So the dragon side of it, I really don't think is that exciting. The trick side of it is good, but I don't know if I would necessarily play it. Really good against aggro decks, though. It's probably versatile enough to warrant playing it. Wow, yeah, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to to trim this down. I think the Sand Skitter Outrider probably can go. We have loads of 2-drops. I genuinely just think the Arashin Sunshield is a little bit better. Exiles 2 cards from a graveyard, which certainly can be handy. And then the tap ability is useful for locking something problematic down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 removal spells. I can see cutting the Salt Road Skirmish. That feels like the weakest removal spell, the least efficient. Kintree Severance. Defibrillating Current is, 4 mana, 4 damage, gain 2 life. This is destroy a creature. But then, the 2/1/1s don't really matter for anything, and it is a sorcery. So I don't think this is the deck for it. So I'm going to trim that. Wow, 3 more cards to cut. I guess we've got to make some... We've got to trim some stuff from our 2-drop slot. And because of these Sage of the Fangs, I think maybe the Einok Wayfarer can be cut. It does help you find a land, and I do like having that option. And we have this renews. We have 3 Sage of the Fang, so milling ourselves is pretty good. And the Rock Curse Rakshasa. Okay, yeah, maybe we don't want to... Wow, I mean, I don't know. All of these 2-drops are excellent. 2 Battle Priests. Arashin Sunshield. I might even be cutting the Arashin Sunshield here. Because the 2-drops are so good. We do have 1 removal spell on 4 mana. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty tough. I think I'm going to cut the Stormbrood. I think I'm going to cut the Arashin Sunshield. And probably trim a Reputable Merchant. Then this is what the deck looks like. Because I feel like we could cut the Sultai Devotee, actually. Because we don't have any fight spells, and I think we can make a trim on the 2-drop slot. And everything else is probably a little bit better in this deck. So we have the Wayfarer, Abzan Devotee is fixing, Roma's Routine is fixing. Let's see how our mana looked. But what's the last card we want to add here? It doesn't need to be a removal spell. We could add the Dragon back in. The Stormbrood. It's a decent win con later in the game. And that trick, the +2/+2 lifelink hexproof, is a very good one to be able to hold up. Okay, let's try the Stormbrood out. So then, what does our mana look like? Right now, green and black are the most important, and then white, we have like a half, 1, 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6. Okay, so quite a bit of white actually, and we do need some of it on turn 3. So it's going to make it slightly harder, but we have 5 swamps, 6, 7, 8 black sources, 5 forests, 6, 7, 8 green sources, and 3 plains, 4, 5, 6. So I'm actually going to trim a plains and add a forest. And then we are running with 5, 6, 7, 8 black sources. We should have 6, 7, 8, 9 green sources. Plus 5 white sources. Plus Einok Wayfarer, Roma's Routine to try and fix. Oh, and Sargu Wildling. So the mana could be better, but it is fine. Could be better, but it is good. I wonder if I would rather bring in the Sultai Monument instead of one of these 2-drops. Maybe the Abzan Devotee. I think the Devotee is pretty good. But do we have any sack synergy? We don't. Abzan Devotee gets on the board. Sultai Monument draws a land. Let's keep it as it is. Yeah, okay. Let's give this a run. It's a grindy deck. We're going to win by getting Battle Priest and Baron Step Siege on the field and slowly assembling a board that overwhelms our opponent with our trample creatures, our flying creatures, with our formation breaker, which can't be blocked. So that's how we're going to win. So slow, grindy, kind of a mid-rangey deck. Well, we got all of our colors. We're going first. We have Severance Priest on 3 if we want it. Roma's Routine on 3 if we want it. Okay, Blossoming Sands is pretty nice. So I think I'm going to lead on Severance Priest here. Take the best thing out of their hand. Shock Brigade is kind of interesting, huh? Yeah, okay, so let's get on the board against this deck. So they have Pack Beasts, Thunder of Unity, Kintry Nurturer, and Rescue Leopard. I think I can take the Thunder of Unity here. Deny them the value of that. Because we can certainly tussle with the Pack Beasts. Cool. They're just finding land. I'm okay with that. Skirmish Rhino is pretty great. I'd rather just play on curve for the moment. I know they don't have removal in hand. So I'm actually just going to hit them back, because they can only hit me for 2 right now. Skirmish Rhino gains a little life. No attacks, and we draw Rot, Curse, Rakshasa. Which is certainly interesting. It can just sit on the field and be threatening. And look at that. Like, this thing eventually, like, these tramplers are going to win us the game for sure. Stormbrew, they make 2 2/2s, so... if we... They're... So I think we're waiting. I mean, we could put 3 Decayed counters on, like, 3 of their things. That would be pretty good. But let's wait for the minute. Let's go and get a... Swamp. And a forest. And just keep growing the squad for the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rock Curse Rakshasa is, like, insane here. Like, we can now attack with it. And they didn't do anything. And we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so let's just do that. Let's put 1 on you, you, and you. So if those ever attack, they die. Does the opponent know how a Decayed counter works? I'm assuming they drew a trick. Don't know what trick they could have drawn, but I'm pretty happy to just take 5 here. And a Kin Tree Severance for us, so I'm going to play out my 5/5. Wait 1 more turn. Okay, you're any. They destroyed the Siege Rhino. That's interesting. Yeah, Ureni is actually very scary, but we have knockout maneuver. Ah, but this can't fight this. Very interesting. Okay, so we can't remove the Ureni with either of our removal spells right now. So, I think we are just waiting. Bearer of Glory is kind of scary. So, we can... They have 1, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the Severance Priest is almost there. If I remove this, the Severance Priest can attack. Actually, the Bearer of Glory is more of a problem, so I'm going to do this. Cool. So they're going to buff. That is fine. Then I'm going to use my Einok Wayfarer and just hold up Kintree Severance this turn. Let's decline, take the counter, and we have Sage of the Fang next turn as well, which will mean that Sargu Wildling will be able to attack into the Ureni. That does have mana value 3 or greater, so I'm just going to exile this before it becomes a problem. Alchemist's Assistant. Okay, nice. Yeah, we fought through Ureni there, which is an insanely powerful card. Really powerful stuff coming from the Abzan deck. Going first, good hand. Let's use the Sargu Wildling to go and get a swamp. I guess we don't need to do that. Opponent is mulliganing all the way down and scoops. Okay. All right. Okay, we have all our colors again. We have a 2-drop, 3-drop, and a really good 5-drop. So let's keep this. Go and get a white, a plains with our Evolving Wilds, and then we should have a pretty good curve here. Because we actually have turn 4 Loxodon Battle Priest. Gonna lead on the Alchemist Assistant then. Because it has Renew, and it's also a better attacker. Excellent. We get an attack in here. Removal spell is nice. So let's just Roma's Routine, go and get probably a swamp. See what the opponent does here. Play a Dragonstorm Globe now. Right, well, let's play Battle Priest. Start going to town. Rejuvenator. So they chose not to mill. And we can just punch through this thing. And play Krumar Initiate. I mean, I think that works for me. Get as much damage in as possible. Lots of things the opponent needs to deal with here. Exile the Battle Priest. Exhale the Alchemist. And we are left with a Krumar Initiate, which does work. 1, 2... So this is black X, pay X life. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play the Devotee. And then X equals 4. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's do that. Make a 4/4. They make a 5/5. Kintry Severance does not really hit here, does it? So let's play X equals 4, 5, 6, 7. So X equals 6. Play a relic. They'd have to tap out to... Oh, that's good. Amazing. Because we can Kintry Severance that. So that's very nice for us. And then we can probably attack with everything. I feel pretty good attacking with everything. They're down to 4. I need to draw something, which is pretty annoying, but it's fine. Do I not have an attack this turn? I don't think I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm happy to get the lifelinker off the field. That is fine by me. This, let's keep our mana open and just block this mammoth indefinitely. So we do need to draw something. thought we were way ahead, but the opponent's done a pretty good job of dealing with everything that we had. Now we're just drawing lands. I mean, our life total is really nice and high. We've just got to draw something that gets us out of this. Dragon's Prey is an okay start. And actually playing the forest does make sense here. So we have like a dragon, yeah, like Sage of the Fang or something. I don't know. We've got stuff. We've got stuff we can do. Take out the 5/5. This is why I like Abzan Devotee. It can buy you so much time. And we are flooding a little bit, but we have time. We might just get through it. Let's just draw cards. Mammoth Bellow is a problem. They are drawing better than we are. And it's a Sage of the Fang. So we trade off for one of these 5/5s. I think that's correct. Another Sage of the Fang. We can make it a 5/5. That feels pretty worthwhile to me. Oh, it becomes a 6/6. Even better. Guess we'll play out this land. Okay, Sagu Wildling is alright as well. We could send this. Because it would make this a 5/5. Yeah. Let's wait on the Sage of the Fang. See if we can get the Sagu Wildling to be bigger than the 5/5. That's busted. But I'm glad we waited. Another Sage of the Fang. It's going to leave us with 4 mana. Okay, so let's do this. No blocks. They have 11 cards left. We have Defibrillating Current. Okay. I guess we can take out the Meringue River Regent. So no attacks. This is an absolutely surreal game. Been so much back and forth. Oh no, this is a sorcery. Shit. Merchant. It's a turn too late. It's a turn too late. I might have just thrown this game. Oh, and we were doing relatively well. Don't think it matters. I think we've lost now. And I think I had a way out of it if I'd have just not traded there. If I'd have recognized that this was a sorcery and not an instant. So that's pretty dumb. Barnstep Siege. Do you do anything for me? No. I threw that game. I think we had a way out of that. We did. We had a winning line where we just keep the wildling, draw the merchant, put a counter on it, and then we can block. But I threw it. Well, we got our colors. We have a good curve. Let's keep this, redeem ourselves after that last game. I think it's probably worth playing a little bit off curve. I don't know, actually. Getting the formation breaker down is really good into, like, merchant and then battle priest. Okay, since the opponent didn't do anything, I think we can take a turn to ramp. See what they do here. Yeah, okay. So let's take a turn to just Roma's routine for a lanes. Dragonstorm Forecaster. That's the one that finds the sort of dud creatures, right? They do have blue up. I wonder if they have a counterspell. So I'm going to lead on Merchant here. If they tap out, then we should slam the siege. You okay, Ryan? Don't know if you guys saw what he did, but it made a noise. So they're not sure. I guess they're thinking about whether they need to kill the formation breaker. They're playing Abzan Devotee and Hole. Well, now we can clear the way for the counterspell. But before we do that, Let's just send you. Let's use our Severance Priest to fish out the counterspell. Okay, they're going to kill it. There's Kintree Severance. And they have, oh, they have Perenation. Yeah, we're going to take that. You can have a 6/6. Oh, you don't get one because it never left. Oh, right. They didn't get one because so this secondary ability is when it leaves the battlefield, but because it left before the card was exiled, they don't get their 6/6. Yeah. Oh, that's gotta hurt. We have our colors again. We have Sage of the Fang, and yeah, I mean this is a key. Sage of the Fangs are pretty good creatures. You get a lot of value out of them. And then if we get the chance to just pile all the counters on like a flyer, that's it's going to be pretty great. So if we Roma's Routine on 3, and then we play Sage of the Fang as a 3/3, so we go up to 4, then on the next turn we play a land, we have 5. We play this as a 3/3, and then we can play it again. Love that. They're going to counter this. Okay. No problem. Evolving Wilds. Let's play our Sage of the Fang. Get our Evolving Wilds down. The problem for them is that, like, countering this isn't that great because we still get the value off it. And killing this isn't that great because we still get the value off that too. Renew is a good ability. Okay, that's not what I expected, but a very good sign for us. Opponent loots their Rebellious Strike. And they Molten Exhale, which does not exile. So, sure. And they play a Storm Beacon Blade. Well, they're a while away from ever really getting there with the Storm Beacon Blade. We've got white. Let's go and get Platony. So for 5 mana, what do I want to do here? Another Sage of the Fang, and then Roma's Routine. Let's do that. We're all set for mana. We can probably play out the Storm Brood. Sure. Constrictor Sage. What's Exile? Remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. We can remove the stun counter. Oh, but it would remove the 1/1 counters as well. Actually, we play the Storm Brood. Destroy the Storm Beacon Blade. That's value. Sorry, they're both Storm Broods. We play the Disruptive Storm Brood. Take 4. No problem. Mm-hmm. So against Jeskai, I do think it is worth, like, let's deploy this land. Let's use Sage of the Fang. Hold open our combat trick because it does get around most of their removal because it's mostly damage based. So let's hold the Purging Stormbrood in hand and just keep Kintree Severance open. Yeah, they could have like an enchantment that exiles this, but for the most part, their removal is damage-based or bounce-based. And bouncing this back to hand would, like, that's good value for us. Wingspan Stride. Okay, then it's worth exiling this. Denies them double spell stuff with Wingspan Stride. It means they don't get the renew value off of this. Lots of reasons to do that. We can't block it with the Sage of the Fang anyway. Okay, so they sack it, get 1/1 counters on these, sure. Another Sage of the Fang. Yeah, I mean, we're fine with that. Yeah, we are fine with that. So now I'm going to play this dragon. Remove all the counters from this. And they got 2 dragons that they got to contend with and only 1 Constrictor Sage. Uh-huh. They have 1 card left. And we will have 2 lethal threats next turn. Because they're taking 6 here. Tap a creature, draw a card. They prevent themselves from taking 6. So, they don't have their flyer. They have 2 cards left. Yeah, if they could renew, it wouldn't help, really. They're in a pretty tough spot. Yeah, they're just making chump blockers now. Yeah, killing one of these makes a lot of sense to me. Because now they have to trade here. So that was a good draw. And I think we've got this now. Lovely. Taken names with Abzan. Love hitting all of our colors. We have a reasonable curve. Rock Curse Rakshasa is pretty good to just get down on on turn 2. We're not going to be attacking with it, but it does certainly hold the fort very well while we think about you know, drawing some more lands and finding some more stuff to do. Is the opponent... Are they thinking turn 2, 5/5 is bullshit? I'm going to scoop. A Bearer of Glory. Okay. Yeah, so if this is like a mirror match, we should be in a really good spot. It does not gum up the board because it cannot block. And they have a Pack Beasts. So let's start doing this. Yeah, we're not doing enough sack stuff. So I'm just going to go with the 1/1 counters here. And I'm not going to use the Rock Curse Rakshasa until I have the double black to use its renew ability. It's good against this deck. But we do need the double black. Another Pack Beast. Okay. And we drew the white. That is very, very good. We do need to draw the black. But this is a massive board. And of course, like, just the lifelink swing on the Rakshasa would also be busted. So the opponent's got some Mardu cards, but Abzan colors. So I think they've probably drafted a little bit... Like, I think maybe they've miscalculated where these cards go. Because these are really good Mardu cards, but they're in Abzan colors. So they might be missing some of the good red support cards. Certainly, just these white aggressive cards can get the job done. Yep, Salt Road Skirmish. What's it going to be? I'm going to eat... This is 2 This is 6, 7, 8 damage. So they have 1 black mana remaining. This is probably the turn to gain some life back. Yeah, feels like it, huh? Yeah, so let's kick you up to 3. Attack with you. Don't know why they oopsed. They could have the dragon that exiles this now, but that is kind of fine. Think I'm still doing fine. Don't know if they're oopsing me or oopsing themselves. I'm not really clear. But that massive life gain swing is going to be difficult for them to come back from if their plan was aggressive. Remove all the counters from my Abzan devotee. Okay. Do nothing else. Okay. I think we can send you. This is pay 2 life. Our stuff is just huge. They have 3 cards left. If they spend their turn removing my board, then I do have the Rock Curse Rakshasa to basically lock down their board. So yeah, we take a little bit of damage there. I need the double black. So question 1 is, am I attacking? I guess I can attack with these 2. The swing back is for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I have 1 blocker. So that's kind of scary, huh? So I'm just going to attack with... the Sage of the Fang. And we have to pay the ward cost here. So that leaves back 2 blockers. One there, one there. One there. And if I pay the 2 life and they swing... I'm taking 1, 2, 4, 8, 11. I don't think I can pay the 2 life on the Stormbrood. Okay. Because all I have to do is survive this turn, and then I have lethal on the way back. But am I just dead? They have 2 buffs? Oh, I might just be dead. So, yeah, if I block here and I block here. This is 6. Ah, they've got me. They got me. So I needed to leave another blocker back. I needed to leave another blocker back and then I would have been fine. Okay, so that was a throw by me as well. Okay, let's stop throwing games. How about that? Good hand. Formation Breaker into Merchant into Baron Step Siege is pretty hard to deal with. We do need to draw a land. Dragon Sniper doesn't matter too much. Missing the land is very awkward. Sage of the Fang, they grow. Oh, we missed the land again. That is a problem. Yeah, this is a problem. Okay, so what am I doing then? Not worried about the Sage of the Fang. I think I need to just kill the Dragon Sniper. That's the worst way to find a land. But maybe we can get there. Do I have to double block here? I think I do. Okay. Fine, they have a Durga Island Dragon in hand, so they're Sultai, but they don't have the blue. Baron Step Siege is something. Am I just dropping Severance Priest? Yeah, let's take something out of their hand. Awaken the Honored Dead. A bunch of blue cards. Destroy target non-land permanent. Yeah, okay, let's take the Awaken the Honored Dead. You get your 3/3. They drew their blue. So, Exhale is now an active counterspell. But they let the shields down, which makes sense. Okay. That was very important. I needed that that land there. So now we can play the Loxodon Battle Priest and at least stabilize. They can play a dragon. But we'll deal with that afterwards. One thing at a time here. That puts us on 6. That's, like, certainly not bad. But I need to find a way to deal with this dragon, otherwise it's just going to kill me in the air. Yeah, we had just a few, like, we could have definitely, if we'd have curved, I mean, I guess we missed, like, 1 turn, but being that 1 turn behind, just allow them to get enough pressure on that this dragon might just close out the game. We can't really attack into the Sage of the Fang, or we end up on an even faster clock. And we have to play around the Dispelling Exhale as well. So we need like a 2-mana removal spell. I don't think we're going to get there. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there. I think we would need to draw a land plus like a Kintree Severance. No, but even then it has Ward 2, so yeah, there's no way out of this, actually. I mean, they did tap down, but then we're just dead next turn. Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. We went 4-3 in the end. I threw 2 of those games. I think we had winning or at the very least stabilizing lines that I did not see until it was too late. So those are those sting a little bit, but that third game, I think, you know, we did stumble a little bit, but not that much, but it certainly was enough to give our opponent a foothold. Our opponent didn't stumble, and we did. And I think that's probably the big reason why we lost. This deck felt really good. Felt really good. Baron Step Siege is incredible. Loxodon Battle Priest is very good too. I think I need to kick Defibrillating Current down a little bit because I forget that it is a sorcery and it is a lot worse as a 4-mana, 4-damage sorcery. Disruptive Stormbrood continues to be great. I do think we could have had Sagu Pummeler in the deck, and maybe I would have had to find something to cut, but to be honest, everything performed. Rock Curse Rakshasa was good. Krumar Initiate was excellent, just pumping out a few creatures. I think we actually lost that game, but it was still, like, this is a 2-drop that made a 4-4 and a 5-5. That's really good stuff. All of the, yeah, I mean, Formation Breaker was great. All of these cards I really like. Mardu feels very comfortable to me. All of this felt really strong. Certainly in that last game, it would have been good to have a Sagu Pummeler, but I don't even know what we would have cut. Maybe a Reputable Merchant gets cut and Sagu Pummeler comes in. That's certainly, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. We didn't actually draft a Pummeler, but we did see one in the draft, so maybe we should have taken that. And then like the reach that it allows you to have, and like putting a reach counter on a Battle Priest is really nice to like stabilize against all the dragons in the format. So that's something to think about for sure. Maybe that's an important part of these kind of decks. But anyway, I always love drafting Abzan in this format. I think it probably is where I'm most comfortable. It's my favorite color combo, 3-color combo. And that's it for now. So I'm going to wrap it up, but I will see you again tomorrow for the next episode of Operation Double Mythic. If you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, check out twitch.tv/SultanJosh, where I'm streaming every weekend. Right now, we are playing a Pokemon Emerald Seaglass Nuzlocke. So if you do want to check that out, head over to Twitch and hit follow for those weekend streams. And that's it from me. Bye for now. See you on the next one.